In this video, we're going to talk about the possibility of generating videos with artificial intelligence featuring multiple shots using just a single image and a simple text prompt. All of this with consistent characters, camera movement, fluidity, and cinematic emotion, thanks to a new artificial intelligence called SeaDance 1.0 from ByteDance. Could this surpass the reigning champion, Google VEO 3? And for some creators, the answer is yes. We're going to analyze all of this in today's video, but first, leave a comment below. Do you already use any artificial intelligence to generate videos? Have you seen any videos here on the channel about Google VEO 3, which is transforming the cinematic video landscape? In fact, it's even giving Hollywood a headache. Let's go straight to my computer screen while you leave your comment. This is the official ByteDance website for SeaDance 1.0. For those who recognize the name ByteDance, it's actually the owner of TikTok. And look how funny, how interesting. Google VEO 3, which is the best video generator. Let's see if this one can beat BYTEDANCE'S from Google, which owns YouTube, the biggest video platform. The one with the most users. In fact, it's used even more than television. It surpasses television in terms of audience. And now TikTok, which has outperformed Instagram and has been growing a lot in recent years, has an extremely advanced video artificial intelligence. In other words, if Google is going to make it available to everyone, I've already mentioned it here on the channel, Google VEO 3, who knows? Maybe this SeaDance will be available in the future as well, available for TikTok. Just look at the quality of this here. Well, you can already tell that the quality is becoming like incredible. It's already past the point where you can, yes, actually be fooled, in quotes. You can no longer tell what's real and what's made by artificial intelligence. Look at this. A car competition, the movement of the cars, the lighting. Here, they're doing a race at the pyramids. The prompt, by the way, is down here for anyone who wants to copy and use it in some artificial intelligence. Look here at the movement of a horse parade. In some places, these are traditional. This here, but it looks like a time period. Either it's the countryside or it's from an older era anyway. But it's really interesting. Let's see here in the snow, the movement of this sport, snowboarding. Look at the camera, look at the movement of the ski on the snow. There are no words for how impressive this quality is getting. In just a little bit, we're going to see how to do this generation and how to create a generation of more than 5 seconds, more than 8 seconds, because that's what these artificial intelligences do. They generate videos of 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 8 seconds, 10 seconds for the most part. There are some that can do a bit more, but it's a bit challenging. Google VEO 3 is currently doing 8 seconds, but I've already made videos of 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes by using takes. In this case, now, we're going to show it using this ByteDance technology. Let's check out a fashion show here. Really interesting, very cool fashion show. The prompt is down here. If you want to copy it, now let's go to my computer screen and see how to use this new technology from SeaDance to create short film splitting one scene after another with consistent characters, dynamic camera work, and emotion. Let's go. And to help us with this task, I brought in an American expert. It's really worth subscribing to his channel. So at the end, I'll leave the link in the video description, okay? And just a reminder, I have 12 YouTube channels, 10 of which are monetized, all of them. I use artificial intelligence, and there are 2 channels where I specifically use it for generating videos for short films, okay? Let's let the video play here, and I'll add my comments as we go, all right? 3, 2, 1, go.
See how I create consistent videos with multiple takes? using just one image and a well-crafted prompt. All right, I really want to show you something quite truly impressive. Everything you're seeing on the screen right now was completely generated by artificial intelligence. No actors, no camera, just me, a prompt, and a single image. A real video, yes, generated directly from a prompt. I did this using the new SeaDance 1.0 model from BYTEDANCE, and honestly, this thing is amazing. It's one of the first models that truly supports narrative videos with multiple consistent takes natively. Like the subject stays the same, the lighting and mood are cohesive, even with different angles or scene transitions. And seriously, you might even want to hate me for this, but it really outperforms Google VEO 3.0 in pretty much every aspect. Why? Why is this model surprising me so? Well, first of all, it handles movement in a really impressive way, whether it's following a close-up on a face, showing a facial expression, or in a full action scene. Look, just check this out. How can this even be artificial intelligence?
Well, I'll go ahead and explain why, right? Why is Google so far ahead of the others? And now ByteDance is coming up, so we'll see which one is better. Because Google has its own search engine, and if you look at it, the search accesses images, it accesses videos, and there's also YouTube. So Google has a gigantic database of text, images, and videos. And now ByteDance, which owns TikTok, has massive access to thousands of videos every minute. People post there all the time. So the databases of these two companies are enormous, and they train their artificial intelligence for videos using real videos. That's why it's so impressive. They've already answered the question there.
Second, it remains stable and realistic, which is very rare for AI-generated videos with multiple scenes. I've never even heard of anything like this before. AI video generators with multiple scenes? No, that didn't exist until today. Third, the variety of styles. My friend, it's insane. You can go from a photorealistic video to an illustration, all with a single prompt, all through prompt engineering. And yes, I tested everything from close-ups that punch to soft cinematic portraits, and it just nails it. But for this video, I want to focus on how to achieve consistent results across multiple scenes, even if you're starting with just a single prompt or a single image. First, let's access a model. Let's go to Enhancer AI. Then, in the Tools tab, let's click on Multi-Scene Editing.
Just to be clear, it's from ByteDance. The artificial intelligence is called SeaDance, but here it's using this AI, this in-core system. So just like you can use other AIs, for example, VEO3 is available in Gemini itself from Google. It's also in Flux, which is from Google as well, in Flow, also from Google, but there are other AIs that use it, other systems that use Google's APIs, so you can use VEO3 elsewhere, you know? So in this case here, it's using Encore. I think that's how you pronounce it. You can write it down below later. Below.
You'll see two options here, text to video and image to video. And we're going to start with text to video. This model allows you to generate clips from 5 to 10 seconds in 720p. And yes, later I'll show you how to really increase the resolution using real RS again to make the finish really sharp.
Well, 5 to 8 seconds. What I mentioned is the standard. Here, just for those who don't know, text to video is when you write a text, you write a prompt, and from there you can generate a video. So for example, I'll show you quickly here. A feature film I made of Batman, for example, just so you can see. In this case, it was made with VEO 3, right? I'll access my channel here so you can see. It's a channel focused on AI short films, iCinema. We're getting close to 30,000 subscribers. Look, it already shows up here at the top. Cool. And look, the last video was this one, the Batman one. Check it out. Geek Studios is my production company, right? Well, go subscribe there. The short is about 2 minutes long and all that. The villain here is the Riddler. Anyway, check it out to learn about the story, to get to know the channel, go ahead and subscribe and so on. Anyway, that's the level here on Google VEO 3, right? Now let's get back to the video. Let's see. And in this case, I did text to video, image to video. What does that mean? Here, it's image to video with text. Actually, you can either upload an image and let the AI suggest the movement, or you can add a text saying, look, I want the image to move in this way.
The 4K. First, a quick note on how this works. After testing this model for a few hours, and yes, I really dove in, my friend noticed something really cool. It really understands natural language very well. So you don't need to overthink your prompt. Just write as if you were describing a scene to a friend, but make it a bit more cinematic. Use filmmaker terms. Be intentional and specific. I have a free guide in the description that will help you understand how to create cinematic prompts, if you want to call it that. You can go there right now and download it. Now, that's exactly what gives you precise control over, well, camera movement. Rhythm and even emotion prompts in natural language, very simple and descriptive, but that also allow you to create quite complex feelings in scenes with multiple characters without those weird issues like jittering or distortion. And honestly, this made me think about how we tell visual stories with artificial intelligence. If with Google VEO, you're literally telling the artificial intelligence to say something out loud, well, with SeaDance, you're doing exactly the same thing, except you're asking it to create multiple scenes. But before we dive deep into prompt engineering, let's do a very simple test. Here's a prompt that I'm going to use in different models: SeaDance, VEO 3, and Clean 2.1. A soft directional close-up light gently sweeps across the side of a woman's face as she sits in silence. Her skin glows softly against the shadows, and a single tear remains caught on her lower lashes, not falling. In the background, the world is out of focus, still distant, fading away. So let's paste this prompt. In Yancy, select a 10 seconds, 720 pixel clip, and click Generate.
Remember, if you're not good at writing, you can ask Gemini or ChatGPT for help. You write it your way and then ask them to adapt it into a more cinematic language. And you can suggest where you want to generate it. Oh, I'm going to generate it on Google VEO 3, or I'll generate it on OpenAI's Sora, or I'll generate it on BYTEDANCE'S SeaDance.
It should realistically take approximately about 2 to 3 minutes to complete this task. Wow, look at this. Seriously, I really wasn't prepared for how good this turned out. The lighting looks real. It's slow. It's cinematic.
Yeah, I just thought there wasn't much movement, right?
It's full of emotion. You can feel the stillness, the loneliness, even without any dialogue.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know if the person kind of almost blinks, right? I think she does blink, she doesn't. Yeah, she blinks in the middle, right? That's a little strange, isn't it?
But, well, my comment is that I wish she blinked a bit more. I know her eyes are moving from side to side. It just seems a bit static to me. That's all.
The tear isn't falling either, but anyway, that's just how it is now. Give it 3 to 6 months. Then you'll see. Think about what it was like 6 months ago.
Just to give it that more human touch, really. But even so, it still nails the mood. Let's add a soft piano soundtrack to the video and see if that brings out that feeling.
That's where Google's big advantage lies. VEO 3, because he had to use another artificial intelligence tool in order to generate the piano part there. In the past, or even today anyway, if you don't use Google VEO 3, what do you need to do? You have to write the script in some AI. You can write it however you want, but using AI, right? You choose one AI to generate the script, then you choose another AI to generate an image. If it's an image for the video, then you have an AI to generate the actual video. Then you have an AI to generate the voice for the dialogue, right? And then you have an AI to generate the sound effects. You have an AI to do the lip sync, and you have a video editor to put it all together. Did you count all that? At least 4, 5, or 6 AIs for you to generate a whole video. Now with Google VEO 3, except for the script part, which you can do with Gemini, from Google itself. And the image you can generate with Google's own Imagen 4, which is the latest version as of when I'm recording this video. So you can keep everything within the same ecosystem and generate the video with sound effects, dialogues, and lip sync, all with just a single prompt That was the breakthrough that made it surpass all the others. In this case here, he used an AI to generate the piano sound. If you want to learn more, not just how to create the videos I'm teaching you here, you can search on YouTube, but you need to have a monetization mindset to think about financial returns, about making money by generating videos and images. For example, where do these videos go? They could be for a YouTube channel, either yours or someone else's. You can use these videos as your portfolio to sell your work. For other people, I have clients who have YouTube channels. I have clients who are entrepreneurs and need videos like these for corporate training. I also use HEYGEN a lot here, for which I'm an official representative. I'll leave the link in the description, but with it, you can generate avatars to present your videos, to present your courses, and so on. So if you want to have this mindset, not just to create, but to create and make money from it, I'm going to open the channel club here. Basically, if you are a level 1 member, I will send you videos in advance and respond to your comments with priority. Now, if you are level 2, in addition to all that, there are exclusive videos just for members. And in addition, when you make a post here in the community with an image, with text, and so on, if you ask me anything you want, like which AI I use, which AI I recommend, any business suggestions, what I'm doing, how I'm making money with my YouTube channels, basically anything you want to ask, if you are a level 2 member, I will respond to you with priority, okay? How do you access this? Here below the video, there's the channel club, or in other words, join depending on where you access it. Most of the time it's join, you click there, and there are 3 levels. I won't even talk about the third one, which is also really good, but level 1, level 2, you're really going to like it, okay? Go ahead, become a member, because besides supporting the channel, you also get to enjoy all the benefits, all right?
Level 9 out of 10. I loved it. Now, let's go to Google Void and test exactly the same prompt, which, by the way, only gives you an 8-second clip, while SeaDance gives you 10 seconds, so it's just a 2-second difference. What we're going to do now is, after pasting our prompt, select the quality. I'll choose 3 here and click Generate. We're inside Google Flow. Let's see what comes out. Interesting. It looks like Google. Well, it definitely does a better job at making the character blink. It actually blinks. It looks a bit more lifelike.
But
The lighting, the composition, and the move.
no, it doesn't just blink, but it blinks with the tear falling in a realistic way, right? There, besides the tear stopping and not blinking when the person put their hand on the tear, it disappeared and came back, right?
But overall, maybe I'm being biased, but it doesn't even come close to what I achieved with CA. Dance.
Oh, no way. I totally disagree. But comment below with your opinion. Of course, the other work was impressive. It really was, for sure. It turned out really well. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. But here it's a 9.5, right? Anyway.
I feel like this one is a bit more bland. It's missing that cinematic feeling. Besides that, we can't forget that SeaDance is still in the testing phase, so it hasn't been fully released yet. In other words, the full version isn't even out yet.
Yeah, if you compare VEO1 with BYTEDANCE here, SeaDance 1.0 is better. It's better after all, it's VEO3, right? But for sure, the third generation is definitely better than the first one here. Anyway, leave your comments below. That's my opinion.
You're already doing that. I'm impressed. Google VOA is still great, so I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Now, let's test Clean 2.1. Well, actually, we can't, because unfortunately, Clean still doesn't allow or support text-to-video.
Well, guys, I recently made a video comparing Clean with Runaway, with Minimax, with VEO3, which are 4 of the best. Now, SeaDance also joins this team, this squad of the best, but watch it. It's really worth it. I posted it. It was one of the latest videos, so go check it out. I'll leave the link here when this video ends, so you can take a look, right?
So this will have to wait. We won't be able to test this now. Flynn, the best. So please, let me just show you a few more videos so you can see what I did with SeaDance, along with the exact prompts so you can check the results for yourself.
See that? Unfortunately, there's no sound, right? Obviously, if it were on Google VEO3, it has sound. You would have to use another artificial intelligence to generate the sound effects. Of course, it can be done, and it turns out really well. I recommend it to my mentees. If they don't want to use Google VEO3, which isn't cheap, you can use other AIs to compose. That works really well too.
So now I'm going to talk about meeting for video. That's how it works. Like with most artificial intelligence models, you upload an image and add a prompt. You click generate and the model does the rest. But this is where it gets fun with SeaDance. You don't need to write a whole paragraph. Metaphor was all about getting good results. Even a simple prompt, like the camera zooms in, already makes a big difference. So let's test this with the image we generated earlier, using the context from the flow within the context editing flow. If you don't know about this, well, I invite you to watch my video about consistent characters, which is linked up here. Anyway, upload your image and your prompt, which is the camera zooms in. Select your settings and click generate. Amazing. Wow.
Very nice.
The creature's gaze was unwavering, a truly remarkable sight. It simply did not blink, not even once. This continuous, unbroken stare was profoundly captivating, adding an extraordinary dimension to its already stunning appearance. The absence of any typical ocular movement, the lack of even the slightest flicker of an eyelid, made its beauty all the more striking and unusual. It was a mesmerizing phenomenon, as if time itself paused in its presence. The unblinking nature of its eyes created an intense, almost ethereal beauty, drawing you in completely. This singular characteristic, the fact that it remained so perfectly still and unblinking, was what made it so incredibly beautiful and unforgettable. Its beauty was undeniable, enhanced by this peculiar and captivating stillness of its gaze.
It almost blinked, but it didn't.
And she's also looking outside the frame. Exactly as described in the prompt, just like the UV was described, the hair moves curiously perfectly, the atmosphere. Honestly, if you know me, you know I don't usually exaggerate. This really surprised me. Now, let's put this to the test and compare this same prompt across all the other platforms. And here is Google VEO 3. See what it delivered to us. I'll stay quiet and let you judge.
Look at that. It's on the same level, but it blinks, right? That's what's getting to me. The concept of the uncanny valley, which is basically when you look at something and feel like something's off, and VEO 3 is like doing better in that regard, right? You feel less weirdness because it blinks, right?
I'm not going to say anything. Can we agree that it looks like a meteor model next to a dance in the sea? Seriously, really? That's what you managed, man. I swear I'm not being biased.
I'm starting to think he's affiliated with SeaDance, which can't be possible. Anyway, right? Everyone can have their own opinion. I'm just kidding.
This phenomenal model, and it hasn't even been fully released yet. And now, this is Kling 2.1. Kling does a really good, very solid job at video generation.
Look, Kling blinks well.
Actually, I'd say Kling really nails that all these models so far, when it comes to interpreting the prompt and bringing that cinematic feel, SeaDance and SeaDance are still ahead. I'm going to put the three models side by side so you can decide for yourself which one works best for you.
Now let's talk about consistent characters. And how can we connect a scene of 5, 8, 10 seconds to another while keeping the same characters and the same environmental characteristics? Let's go.
Now that we've seen what both text to video and image to video can do, let's get straight to the real magic. Consistent characters across multiple scenes. That's what you're here for. And that's what I'm going to show you now. So how do we actually create consistent multi-scene videos using text to video or image to video? It all comes down to how you write your prompt. This is where most people get it wrong. But once you learn the formula, everything becomes super intuitive and simple, and you can even train the ChatGPT model to do it for you. So let me explain it to you step by step. Step number 1, we need to introduce the character in the setting. Start with the basics. Who's in the scene? Where are they? You don't need names, backstories, or anything deep. You just need to give the model a foundation. Example, a woman walks alone through a rainy city at night. That's already enough. Simple, straight to the point. That's all you need. Step number 2, describe the shots as a director would. Think like a filmmaker. Use cinematic language. Things like wide shot, tracking shot, close-up, or cut to. You should describe at least 2 or 3 camera framings that work in sequence. and use brackets. This is very important. Example, after establishing your foundation, you say in brackets, wide shot. She steps off the curb as reflections shimmer on the wet asphalt. Tracking shot. The camera follows from behind as she walks under flickering streetlights. Close up. Raindrops run down her cheek as she looks at the illuminated sign. This helps the model visualize movement, composition, and continuity. Basically, I'm giving it a shot list from a film set.
Yeah, the meticulous setup and the precise camera directions you consistently give really and truly change the entire game, making a significant difference. If you look here again at my character, play another scene here, you'll notice that all this camera movement was exactly what he said to do, and I did it here. See how it feels alive, right? How the camera movement brings life and elevates the level of the video. We kindly invite you to direct your attention and carefully observe what is presented before you. Please take a moment to thoroughly examine the details, as we believe it holds significant interest and warrants your full consideration. I'm gonna pick a scene further ahead. See how different it is here. Batman walking away, look at that. Or this incredible scene right here, look closely at the details with Batman majestically walking out as the massive explosion dramatically happens behind him, creating a truly impactful visual. You really need to check it out. Oh, and let's carefully place the Joker, the enigmatic Riddler right here. Just observe this captivating moment. See that? All of this camera shaking, all of that was clearly detailed in the prompt, correct? So he is absolutely right to make those particular observations.
Now, step number 3, you define the style. You keep everything within the same visual universe. Don't start in a dark neon city and end up in a fairy tale forest. The vibe needs to stay consistent throughout the entire prompt. And what I usually do is add a little note at the end to tie everything together. For example, I say realistic style, handheld camera, soft neon lighting.
I do it a bit differently. You know what I do? Since I'm using ChatGPT or Google's Gemini, which I've really been enjoying in my recent videos, including this Batman one where I use Gemini 2.5 Pro, but basically here's what I do. Since I'm in the same context window, meaning I'm in the same chat typing out the prompts, what do? I mention it at the beginning of the next scene. So for example, I wrote scene 1, then in scene 2, what do I tell it? Look, keep the same setting, the same style as scene 1, because after all, it's the same short film. So I'm always saying that, right? I label them, you know, scene 1, scene 2, scene 3. I always say, look, keep the same style as scene 1. Then in scene 3, keep the same style as scene 2, since it's a continuation. So it's more or less what he said, just in a different way.
And that's already enough to give the model some direction without overloading. Sometimes I put the word in multiple takes or in multi-shot right at the beginning of the prompt to make it clear to the model that that's what I want. Step number 4, we put it all together. And this is what our final prompt looks like. Multiple shots. A woman walks alone through a rainy city at night. She steps off the curb as reflections shine on the wet asphalt. The camera follows her from behind as she walks under flickering streetlights. Raindrops run down her cheek as she looks at a lit sign. Realistic style, handheld camera feel. Soft neon lighting. Again, we make sure to add all the brackets between the parts so the model understands.
Another interesting thing is that you can put in the prompt that you want a scene. Okay, it will create the scene, you have the prompt there, but then what can you do? Suddenly you want it from another angle. So what do? You go there, use the same prompt, and ask it to change the camera angle, you know, or how do I say it? I put the cinematographic camera technique anyway, the style, the filming style. So what will happen? Is it more about the filming style? It's more like change the camera angle. It's the same scene, but change the camera angle, and then it does something like this, right? Capturing the movement here again. Let's go. Look at this. This is exactly where I used it. Look, let me grab it here. Where is it? You'll see here, look, it's right here. He's walking. Then he's going to end up at the recorder. So at the recorder, what did I do? I did the first. It's a continuity technique. Look, just one. Check it out. It's going to be one scene after another. Look, the scene ended here. Now look at what's going to happen. See? It's the same style, but I asked to continue the previous scene. All right. Now look at this. It's really cool too. Look, right here. You'll see that these are different camera angles. Why? Because I asked to do the same scene, but with separate camera angles. See that? This one is different from this one. But it's the same scene, it's the same character. Then you just take an editing program. It could even be CapCut, which is the simplest one anyway, and put all the takes together. Did you like this longer video? This tutorial style, where I comment and share my perspective, as well as the other creator's view. Remember, his channel will be linked here in the video description. Comment below if you already use any video AI. Which one did you like the most? Video 3, SeaDance Cling? Comment down below as well. And remember, become a channel member. The most requested, the one people like the most, is level 2. Best value for money. You can ask me anything you want in the community post. So become a member. It's down here. Just 2 clicks and you'll already be a channel member, all right? If you want to stick with me, I'll leave some recommendations here for you. Just click and I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.